Ladies, cameras. That's what she said. Dear, how you doing?
Doing decent, turning to books and, call it how it is, but self-exploration, all that stuff, because I was in a needy, desperate state.
Or like Felix type of self-exploration, or
Hmm?
like Felix's type of self-exploration?
No, no, I don't know his and I know mine. It's pretty much, taking care of yourself. Definitely I wanted to read more and I didn't do that before. And I'm gonna try, with a book every 2 weeks, then,
No, no, don't do
it's
that.
all
Don't do
what?
that. Just
What?
read.
Sure.
Don't say fucking a book every 2 weeks. You will not do it. Don't
Mm.
say that. Don't ever speak that into fucking existence. Just read.
Yeah,
Don't even say, I'm going to read tomorrow. Just when you're ready, read and make it slowly build a habit. Only in the now you speak because you cannot speak for future you.
mm.
Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful. Are you finding these sessions beneficial for your development?
Extremely, yeah. Especially, you've said it before, you put us to, high standards. And especially with the 25 laws of, sales mastery, all that stuff, found it really helpful. Never found, this sort of information, be it on YouTube, in courses, and all that stuff. So I'm really grateful, I have the chance to be taught by you.
That's fine.
So yeah.
Wonderful. The only thing is, you keep attending this many sessions, fast forward 6 months, you're going to be fucked in the head, which is a good thing. Very good. So, is there anything specific that you want to go over today?
Well, I guess let's I don't know. Don't have anything in my head popping right now.
Okay, so we'll wait for Felix, see if he needs anything specific. If not, we spin the wheel and we do sales. Wonderful. He's just doing he's just doing his makeup. So just give him a moment. In the meantime, I'm going to get another Red Bull. Yeah, he told you to shut the fuck up, which makes sense. Wonderful. Do, 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 do. What am I trying to do? Yeah, let's go open the spinning wheel. Ooh. Oh, shame. Shame. It was about to do negative report. That would have been a good one, but we're doing positive report. So, Felix, finish with the blusher and the mascara. Wonderful. We'll kick off anyway.
Hello. Okay. I got my headphones, but I have to change to my MacBook. 1 second. I'm sorry.
That translates to, I've done my makeup. Let me just put on my dress.
Exactly. Just for you.
I speak that language sometimes. I understand that language. I don't speak it sometimes. I understand it. There we go. So, wonderful. Dio, what do you understand about positive rapport?
Oh, it's pretty much discovery. Getting to know, as I said on our previous call, where the prospect is, where he wants to go or she wants to go, and what's stopping them from getting there. Also,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Look at that level of happiness. Let's bring that down to fucking zero throughout the whole call. I'm looking forward to it. So
Okay.
now let's go into here. Now, Felix, what do you understand about positive report?
Positive report.
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
So positive rapport is the beginning of the call. There's nothing positive about it. It's just getting the initial information from your prospects. It's the first 10 questions that you ask.
Okay.
All right. Dio, can you please put in the chat a link to your discovery questions? And same with you, Felix. You guys have your discovery questions, right?
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
don't have them on my computer. I have them noted down in my textbook.
Okay. Then I think I've got it. I think I have both of your discovery questions here. 1 second.
I use kind of different ones now because I'm working with hairdressers and I changed them.
okay, I'll
Let's do-
post all all the questions I have. To be honest, I made them, with ChatGPT. But try to refine them multiple times. So yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So while he's putting them there, Felix, I'm your prospect. Give me the questioning.
Okay.
It's not a fucking word.
Yeah. Okay, what exactly do you offer in your salon?
So
Where's
wait, pause. We're starting the call. We're doing a full role play. So
okay.
from the top.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for our call today
Why?
because I've been excited to talk to you and to give you
Yeah.
some good stuff.
Okay. Pause. Are you actually excited to hop onto calls with random strangers?
Mm,
Yeah.
no.
So don't mention it then. Do not lie for the
Okay.
sake of lying. Do not lie to be liked. If you're not excited for the call, do not tell people you're excited for the call because that is a blatant lie. We try not to do that. Go again.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. How you doing?
I'm also doing well. So you need to say something.
No, the fuck I don't. What the fuck you mean I need to say?
People say something after that.
Oh, I'm happy that you're doing good. It really fucking brings up my fucking mood.
Yeah, I know. That's so good. So usually how this call goes, mhm. I'm asking my clients a few questions just to find out what exactly you do in your salon, what clientele you want to have, what you offer, just to see if our services could work out together.
Okay, that was said very shitly and not correctly. What you want to say is, so look, typically how these calls go, I'm going to ask you a few questions, figure out where you're at, where you're trying to go. If I believe that we can help, I'll let you know what we do. If not, I'll cut the call early in respect of your time and in respect of mine. Is that okay? They say, okay, you then move over to the question. So go ahead. Again,
All over again.
it's not like we got very far. So yes, all over again.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. So how I usually do those calls is that I'm asking a few questions in the beginning just to see how your hairdresser salon is going, what you're exactly doing, and if
And where you're
we
trying to go.
what?
How the salon is doing and what your targets and where you're planning to be in the future.
Okay. And where are you planning to be in the future? So I don't want to waste your time. So if we realize that we don't fit together, we can just stop this call early, or we're going to the end and see if our stuff fits together.
Okay, sounds good. What questions do you have for me?
Okay, so first, what exactly do you offer in your hairdresser salon?
Service number 1, service number 2, service number 3.
Okay, which is the mostly booked treatment, or where do you focus on?
So service number 2 is our most booked treatment, and that's our main focus.
Okay, how expensive is this treatment?
85 euros.
Okay, so we're in a lower price category here. How many clients do you do in a day, and how many people work in your salon?
So we've got about 10 people working in the salon. We're seeing about anywhere from 100 to 200 clients a day.
Okay, so that's kind of a lot. Do you also have other locations or only this one location?
This is our only location.
Okay.
Is not a word.
Yeah. Do you already do anything to generate new leads or new clients, or how do you attract your clients?
Why did you say that sentence twice? What
I
methods
don't
are you
know.
currently using to attract clients? So it's predominantly word of mouth, and we have some organic posts that we do.
Okay, so you're kind of familiar with online marketing then.
Yes.
Okay. Do you do that on yourself, or do you have anybody doing that for you?
The posting, I do that myself.
Okay. So do you already use any social media?
Well, yes, we post on Instagram.
Okay, you also do that yourself, I guess, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any goals for the upcoming year?
I want to double the amount of clientele that we have,
Okay, you have any plans how you want to do that?
get more people, just more word of mouth, speak to people like you, see if you have a solution.
Okay, that sounds good. So if
Why the
you
fuck
want,
why does that sound good?
because you're giving me a chance to impress you.
Are you that desperate that you need a chance to impress me? I thought business was going well. Is it no, pause. Is it myself who needs you or you who need me? You get my point?
Yeah,
Because you just said,
yeah.
yeah, there we go. Move forward.
Okay, so if you want, we can just hop over and I can show you a bit what we're exactly doing, and then we can just see if this could work out for us.
Okay, good. Felix, you have no idea what negative rapport is, right?
No.
Okay. So you've missed out a whole section of the sales call. I'll make sure that we go over that another time. But what are the profit margins that I'm making per client?
The thing is, I don't ask this question because I know that hairdressers don't know that.
Okay. How many times does one customer come back?
Mhm.
Because
But
you know
why
how
is
much,
it so relevant?
because if I bring you a customer and you're the hair salon, yes, I haven't brought you 85 because that person's going to come more regularly. I've brought you potentially $800 from one customer in 1 year. I also need to know your level of repeat business. Are people coming back to you or are they not coming back? Do you know the average value of a customer? Because that will tell me a lot in my maths when it comes to closing deals.
Mhm.
Correct? Yes. And then I've also told you that I'm doing organic. Do I know how many customers have come from that organic? Do I have a tangible number? Am I running any offers in order to attract more clientele in? In regards to my current clientele, do I have a reactivation text or email campaign to encourage them to come back for another appointment? All of this will tell you the state of where my business is at, and then you'll be able to see how much money will you bring me per customer.
Mhm.
Because if I have an average lifetime value of $800, and another example, I have an average lifetime value of $200, you'll do the exact same work bring me completely different numbers when it comes to money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. And also, when I bring 20 customers to you, you're going to say, you may say, oh, we've only broken even. Yes, I've made 1,600 of these 20 customers, but the ads were 2K. You can then say, but those customers are going to come back, aren't they? And next month, we're going to get another 20, and it's going to compound on itself. You get my point?
Mhm.
You did. Okay.
No, I got your point. The thing is, my usual sales calls, I didn't do those maths anymore because I was having a sales call one time and my brain just didn't work. I couldn't do the math. I don't know. So I just stopped doing those maths and I just tried to tell them a price. And yeah.
We're adults over here in this community, so start doing the maths. You fucked up one time, it was most likely an earlier sales call where you had more pressure. The more
Yeah, my
sales calls,
first one.
there the fuck we go. Yes. So the more calls you do, the better you will be under the pressure, the better your maths will be. Okay. You need to know these metrics when it comes to closing, because I know the metrics as a business owner. I will know if it's worth it. You also need to know if it's worth it. And you need to be able to use that on the sales call.
Mm.
Because
But
it's very different. Let's just discussing lifetime value. Yes, or how many times someone comes back to the business. If you are speaking from a position of $85 per customer, that's very different to speaking in a position of $320 per customer. Like two different ballparks. And then when it comes to objection handling, you need to utilize that in your objection handling. Yes. And another question that you should have said is what word of mouth. I mentioned that all of my business is word of mouth. So from 10 customers that you get in, how many of those 10 customers are likely to refer more business to you? Because that means if I bring you 10 people, I'm not bringing you 10 people, I'm bringing you 14 people.
Mhm.
And that's a realistic metric of the maths. Dio.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
You
yes,
seem
yes.
to me all right. Awesome. Yeah. So let's get right into it.
What the fuck
Yep.
was awesome? Yeah, so let's remove all of that. Like that's not fucking professional. Remove all of it. Go again.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
So, I guess let's get right into it. How these calls typically go. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, see where you are, when you want to go, what's stopping you from getting there. Getting to know your channels for lead generation currently, where you might be facing some issues, and how we could achieve your goals. Sound good?
You added two extra parts that weren't necessary because he's gonna ask me them afterwards anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop. Stop.
Do I go on or do I start again?
Again.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me good?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm gonna get right into it. How these calls typically go is that I'm gonna ask you some questions to understand where you are, where you want to go, what's stopping you from getting there. Does that sound cool with you?
And more importantly, seeing if we can help you get to the next level.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
these questions will allow me to understand if we can or cannot help your business.
Sure. Okay. Again?
Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see
Yeah.
me good?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So I'm gonna get right into it. How these calls typically go is that I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions to see if we could even help you, to see where you are, when you want to go, what's stopping you from getting there. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Sure. So can you walk me through your agency's lead generation channels at the moment?
Right
Or,
now, we're doing email marketing. It's not going so well, but we're trying.
Mhm. Okay. And anything else you could add on? Have you tried anything in the past?
We've tried to hire some agencies, but we never hired them, so I wouldn't class that as trying.
Sure. Okay, so how many calls do you book on average per month?
15.
15? Okay. And how much goes on, a good month?
Best we've seen is 18.
Okay, got it.
What the
So,
Okay, got it.
okay,
You keep doing that. Why?
okay.
Why?
So, well, to show,
Yes, if you want to show that you're listening, just repeat the last two words of each sentence.
yeah, okay, so I mirror their words, sure. Okay.
It's just the last three words, just mirror those words. It's going to feel awkward, but just mirror the words from the top.
Again. Again.
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me? Is
Yes.
everything all right? Awesome. So I'm gonna get right into it. How this goes typically go is that I'm gonna ask you some questions so that
You have terrible tonality. Your tonality is the exact same. So
it's monotone. Okay.
yes, monotone. It's not that it's monotone, it's just the same fucking tone. So how these calls normally go, I'm gonna ask you a few questions, see where you're at, where you're trying to go. On the basis that I feel like we can actually help you, I'll let you know what we do. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
First question, how, and like you need to act each word that you're doing. So
Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Is everything all right?
yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna get right into it. How these calls typically go is that I'm gonna ask you some questions to see where you are, where you want to go, and what's stopping you from getting there. You know why I'm asking this? Yeah.
Little difference. There's basically no fucking difference, right? Understand
Okay.
this, right? This is a center point of you speaking. Right now, you're just going here and just a little bit below. You need to be able to go all the way above and all the way below. Like you need to be able to fully fluctuate your yes from the top.
Sure. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go straight into it. How these calls typically go is that I'm gonna ask you some questions so that
Slow
I
down.
could see if
How these calls typically go, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Based on your answers, I'll get an understanding of where you're at, where you're trying to go. If I think that we can actually help you, I'll tell you everything that you need to know. If I don't, I won't waste your time, won't waste my time. We're going to end the call early. Is that okay? Like exaggerate everything from the top.
hello.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm gonna get right into it. How these calls typically go is that I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, see where you at, where you want to go. If I see we could help you with something, I'll let you know everything you need to know. I will let you know early. Does it sound good with you?
Yeah, that sounds good. Felix, you try. Just try the first sentence.
The what?
Try the first sentence of the discovery.
The hello, how are you?
Yes,
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Then
So, how this call usually goes, I'm asking you a few questions and we just seeing if our business could work out together.
that was a fucking terrible introduction. Go again. I want good tonality and fluctuation in the voice. Go again.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. So usually how this call goes is that I'm asking you a few questions in the beginning just to find out what exactly you're doing for your business and just to see where you stand, what goals you have, and if our businesses could align together. So yeah, do you want me to start?
That's fine. You see, Dio, he was able to sound human. You're not sounding human. Go again.
Me or him? Me, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Sure. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Cool if I get right into it?
Yeah, that's fine.
So how this calls typically go is that I'm gonna ask you some questions to see, where you are, where you want to go, and if I see that we could help you with something, I'm gonna let you know early everything you need to know. Does it sound fair?
Much, much better. Still not at a high level, but do you see the difference?
Yeah, definitely.
You have to carry that throughout the whole call. It makes the biggest adjustments. If it helps you to move around and just act out what you're saying, go for it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
It is much stronger, but you have to be consciously aware when you speak.
Okay.
Yes. Felix, go again.
The first
Or fuck
sentence.
off. If you want to fuck off, you can fuck off as well. I don't know. Well, yeah. The first sentence, please.
No, I wanted to move the trash bag in the background because I'm having a sales call in after this call. So I need to fix my background.
Yes, because it's the background that you give a fuck about. So, first sentence.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
That's amazing. I'm doing well too. So, how this call usually goes is that I'm asking you a few questions in the beginning, just to see how your business is working, what you exactly do, if you have any goals for the future, and if our businesses could align together.
Very good. Dio, again.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Cool if I get right into it?
Yeah, that's fine.
So how this goes typically go is that I'm gonna ask you some questions to see where you are, where you want to go. If I see we could help you, I'm gonna let you know early. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about our systems. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. Carry on.
So can you walk me through what you're currently using in terms of lead generation channels for your agency?
Right now, it's word of mouth.
Word of mouth. Okay, so say out of, I want to say 10 customers, how much do you get back from them in terms of, referrals?
Like per customer or how many customers refer?
How many customers refer from, say, 10?
Is he applying for a fucking modeling agency or some shit? He's got like some
What?
special. He's got specialized lighting for his fucking call.
I need to try. This is too dark. Here it's
There,
better.
one thing interesting. There is a very small difference in the close rate with camera on versus camera off.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
there's a small,
crazy.
very small difference because it's what comes out of your mouth.
Okay.
That's a
Okay.
whole thing. Yes,
Do
I've
you think it's
closed.
okay like that?
No, if you're gonna put, I was gonna recommend get a better camera. If you are going to use a camera, use it correctly, so the lighting works. All right, so it's better with lighting.
Like this.
Yes, it's better with lighting. Yes, but how you look does not matter because you can have no camera and close deals.
Okay.
All right, Dio, carry on.
Sure. So just gonna repeat the referral thing. So say out of 10 customers, how much do you get back, in terms of referrals?
I would say about 3 referrals per customer.
Mm-hmm. And have you found this consistent so far?
Like it's bringing a small business.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and
That was a weak question. A better question is,
yeah.
in regards to the referrals that you're receiving, do you ever find that there are times where you're not getting many referrals and there are times where you're getting a lot of referrals?
So, fluctuating, right? Yeah.
Yes, because that's the
Tap into the
answer.
consistency. Yeah.
That's the answer you're trying to get from me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So ask a better question to get that answer,
Okay. Got it.
right? I'll give an example. Yes. Let's imagine there's a chick and I want to know if she likes me. I can say, is there any guy that you like right now? Or I can say, be honest with me. Do you like me? Which one is more likely to get me the answer? Not necessarily the answer that I want, but is more likely to get me an answer. Right? So always
Yeah.
make sure that you have your questions primed to get to the answer as close to what you're looking for as possible.
Okay.
Carry on.
Can you repeat the whole question?
No, move on to what's your ideal revenue?
Okay.
But anyway, before,
So yeah.
why do you have that as a question if you don't know what their revenue is yet?
Yeah. Well,
Welcome to ChatGPT.
yeah, man. I thought I knew how to prompt it and stuff, but I guess I gonna have to do it more manually. Yeah.
Yeah, so in between question 3 and question 4, you need to know what their current revenue is and then what their target is.
Okay. Just give me a second. Oh,
Fine.
okay. Thank
Yeah, but whether you're missing a lot of questions there. Felix, Dio, carry on.
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, how much is it that you're currently making per month?
Why are you asking if you don't mind me asking? Are you a bitch? Again?
So I'm curious, how much is it that you're currently making per month in terms of revenue?
Why are you curious? You need to know this question in order to have a good understanding of where my business is. So stop being a bitch saying I'm curious. It's part of the process. You need to know where I'm at, and that's revenue.
How much is it that you're currently making per month in terms of revenue?
Cool. If you want to prompt that, you say, now, in regards to the performance of your business, what are you currently making revenue wise?
So in regards to the performance of your business, how much is it that you're currently making in terms of revenue per month?
About 10,000 monthly.
Okay.
You can literally ask the fucking next question. What is your ideal revenue goal for the next 6 to 12 months? Felix is laughing and mocking you. How does that feel? He looks at you and think, wow, how stupid is he that he needed something serious.
So what's your ideal revenue goal for the next, say, 6 to 12 months?
We'd like to get past 25,000 a month.
Mm. And what are you currently doing to do that?
Well, speaking to you.
Mm. Have you spoke to any other agencies so far?
Yeah, in the past, but it was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. And
Why the
even
fuck are
though
we
it was,
no, why the fuck are we going back to
yeah, I gotta stop that. Okay. So even though it was a long time ago, what kind of prevented you to pull the trigger with them? Is there anything you didn't like about them? Anything you liked?
Pull the trigger means to start.
Huh?
When you say to pull the trigger, it means that you started with them. I didn't start with them. I spoke to them. I didn't start with them. You used a phrase that means to start.
Okay. So even though it was a long time ago, what prevented you to start with them? Is there anything you liked or disliked about what they were
Your
doing?
your sentence doesn't make sense. Even though it was a long time ago, what got you to not start with them? Right? So what you can say is, because there's no correlation between not starting and a long time ago, unless you're putting in reference their memory. So you just rephrase that. If you're able to recall, considering the fact that it was a long time ago, what prompted you or didn't prompt you to start with them? What didn't you like?
Okay. So if you're able to recall what prompted you or didn't to start with them, is there anything you liked about them or perhaps disliked?
Back then, we didn't have the clients that we have now, so we couldn't afford it.
So you'd say money was an issue back then.
Yes.
Okay. Damn, that. Yeah. So referrals aside, your
You see, pause. Now you're just then now, you were just thinking of a fucking question to think of a
Yeah.
question. And you start speaking, and as you speak, you fuck yourself up because now you're going down a route. It's best just to be silent. Think, move on. Wonderful. Dear, we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause. Let me just go.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Mr. Felix. Felix, what are you most worried about with your sales call that's upcoming now?
That I can close it because the thing is, because I'm working with German clients here in Germany, everything is kind of really serious and with a lot of paperwork and everything. And the thing in closing a call and bringing it to the deal in the call is really, really not German. Like I feel like I personally couldn't buy something in a call because of the German society, because I need some paper stuff. Like when I was doing the thing with Ernest, also I needed some paper stuff and whatever. So I always feel like I have to accept at the end that they need to think about it because it's so German and so typically, and it's so unserious to not do it, you know?
That's fine. Take a deposit.
But that's also so not German. I swear to God, if I do that, they will think that I'm a scam, 1000%. No one ever in Germany would ever say, give me 100 euro and I just to reserve the place or whatever.
Do Germans always pay after, or do they pay up front? So
Is it Ernest?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But then what do we do?
No, we need to explain to them how, for example, deposit works. It's basically Einzahlung.
Yeah. What's it called? Einzahlung.
Deposit.
Right? So Felix, what you want to do is you want to tell them that's perfectly fine. From our side, we're happy to get started with you so that we can begin processing the paperwork and getting all the T's and terms and conditions all set up. We're going to need you to pay a
Mhm.
smaller to get started. We'll send everything else and then we'll collect the rest. Does that make sense? I understand what it is. Yeah. Yeah, that works.
Even if they need some time to think, like if I don't close it and they just say,
but then you need to. No. Then you haven't closed them. Then they're not ready to get started. That's a failed call. So you have to keep them on the call, handle their objections, go 1,000 different ways until you close the deal. They need to think about it. Wonderful. What do you need to think about? Oh, I need time. Wonderful. So just to cover. Then you go through the whole fucking process again and ask them questions what their issues are. Where are their doubts? So on and so forth, so on and so forth. You keep them on the call. Like, if you're not going to close them, you're never going to speak to them again. So you keep them on the call until they awkwardly fuck off. And Germans are relatively polite, so you'll have a few good opportunities of them not fucking off. Make sense?
makes sense, but yeah, I feel so fucking uncomfortably doing this because it feels like I'm manipulating the shit out of them, and I don't want to manipulate people.
Have you ever manipulated any of your boyfriends?
I never had a boyfriend, so no.
Okay.
Of course, I have manipulated people in the past, but this is like a thing I don't want to do.
No, but you have to understand, you're manipulating them to be better, to change their business. Now, granted, hair salon is very fucking easy to service. Right? So service delivery wise, it's not that complicated. So you need to manipulate them to change where they are at. You need to get them on board to change their business, to fix their business. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do
Right,
I do that? Like, imagine I'm saying, okay, I need some time to think. I cannot decide right now. What do I say?
You ask them. And why do you need time? What do you need to consider? Which aspect of the process? If I can ask you, if our process was free, would you get started today? They'll say, well, of course I'll get started today. So it's a pricing issue. So is there a way in your head to break this down? Because obviously there's a line between when that you will get started and that you'll need to think about it. How would you structure this? All right. They give you a structure. Then you agree to the structure or you adjust the structure. But if you agree, you put in a clause, which is the law of fuck me, fuck you. If I'm going to bend over, I'm going to bend over as well. So I'm happy to agree to yours, but now we have to do this as well. Right? It's going back and forth until you close a deal. It's being persistent and being good at sales. Right? I'll give an example on why this is important, right? Would you agree that I can be seen as a cunt in this training, like by the people in the program?
Yes.
Yeah. Is the fact that I don't give a shit, does that help me with my training?
Yes.
Do you see why it's worth it then?
Yes.
Same logic applies. You often, like, there's an argument to be made, not even an argument. I am taking a risk in the advice that I give, correct? Now, granted, my advice is good because I've got the experience. You are doing a risk in doing the service, but you have to double down on it. Make sense?
Yeah.
And that's why you need to manipulate. And that's okay because you're there to get people results. And people are uncomfortable releasing money to make money, but it's important that they do so.
Okay.
Wonderful. Guys, we're coming up to the end of the session. Any questions? Dio, any questions?
Yeah, if by any chance someone brings up on a call, a code lead, that I'm too young, or I look like a child, or anything like that, what do you think, I could say?
Why are you bringing up how I look?
Mm,
Yeah, then you ask them, how old am I? And they're going to say 17, 16, 14. You'll say, I'm 21. But, thanks for your comments. Can we continue now like adults?
Okay. Thanks. Thank you.
Yes. But more importantly, it's not going to be like, fuck how you look. It's how you speak. Now, granted, you need to work on how you speak as a human being.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Your natural speaking is like, you've picked one tone and you fucking stick to it. So aim to speak in a more interesting fashion that is able to encapsulate a larger audience or the audience that you're dealing with. Yes. So consciously
Yeah.
work on speaking on a day-to-day basis. Right.
Okay.
So adjust your tone. So when you're speaking fucking Bulgarian, adjust like your pitch and how you speak.
Okay.
For the sake of everyone around you, be a bit more interesting. That's a good way to put it. Right? Slow down your words and be conscious of the words that you use. Yes. Now, granted, I'm a good fucking chunk older than you, right? But even now, and for the years before, people would always say you act way older than what you are, and they've just met me. So it's on how I hold myself, how I speak, and how I answer, like the specific words that I utilize when answering questions and dealing with people, or the questions that I ask them.
Mm,
And that, more than anything, will tell people your age.
got it.
All right. Wonderful. Felix, any questions?
Not really, but I still feel really fucking uncomfortable pushing those people at the end.
Well,
to
clearly you
buy.
don't give a fuck about their success.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, put it this. Let's imagine you have a daughter. Yes? Like the universe is do something to you. You're now straight. You've got a wife. You have a daughter. Your daughter, or you adopt. I don't know if you can legally. Can you legally adopt in fucking Germany? Wonderful. You've adopted, you and your husband Steve. Yes, you've adopted a nice Asian child, an Asian girl. Yes, she's now fat. Are you going to let her get fatter, or are you going to have an uncomfortable conversation with her?
I'm gonna have an uncomfortable conversation.
Are you likely to manipulate her?
Probably.
So you'll do it to your daughter, but you won't do it to a fucking prospect.
Because I never did the service before. I don't know if it really works.
Okay, I guarantee you it does work. All right. So make that the focus of your next call. Forget about closing. What you have to understand is, so let's say I do a sales call. I do not give a fuck about closing. I don't care. Like, last thing I'm thinking about is I'm going to close. All I'm thinking about is the variables. What are the variables on this call? How is this call looking? Is this likely to close? And what do I need to adjust or handle or frame in order to maximize my chance of closing the deal? Make sense?
Mhm.
Right? So you need to focus that call on manipulating your prospect. Because in doing so, even in small things, in doing so, you increase the likelihood to closing the deal. Make sense?
Mhm.
Yes. So you're uncomfortable. You haven't done it. So go do it properly. Right? The first time I lost my virginity to my first wife, I drank 4 fucking Red Bulls. Yes. And I, like a fucking rabbit, like a rabbit. Yes. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing it, but I gave it my best fucking show. Yes. I told myself I am a Duracell battery. Right? And right? You need to have that approach. You haven't done it, so try your hardest to do it and get better and better and better. So make that the focus of the next call. Have they confirmed that they're going to show up?
No, but I feel like they will. But I don't
Oh,
know.
has the universe spoken to you? You fucking feel as though you don't know, but you feel as though please send them a message and confirm. Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful. AJ is just going to take over your details and your tracking, and I will see you guys booked in for tomorrow.
Yes.
Cool. I'll see you guys there.
Goodbye.
Disappointment.
Hello, AJ. I don't have much time. I probably only have around 5 minutes because I'm gonna have a sales call, just that you know.
Okay, no worries, no worries. How are you doing, guys? Just
I'm
want to
doing
ask.
fine.
Okay,
And I'm doing better because your voice is better.
because my voice changer is not working.
So good. Please
Okay,
put it in the
so
trash.
yeah, Dio, just give us 5 minutes. Let me just because Felix is gonna go, and then we
Yeah,
can
of course,
discuss
of
with.
course.
I'm gonna discuss with you. Okay?
Yeah, no worries.
Please stay on the call. You can turn off your camera. No worries. Just relax,
Yeah.
brother. Okay. So yeah, Felix. Now tell me, uh, what are the things that you want to discuss in 5 minutes? And are you doing the outreach?
I'm doing outreach, yes. Honestly, I don't know how much I did exactly today, but probably around 60 cold calls. And I
60
booked
cold calls.
2 calls,
Awesome,
one for
awesome.
today and one for next week.
Oh, awesome then. And okay, we are not having that much of time because if we would have the time, then I would have, done some call audits for you.
What?
The call audits. We would have
What's a
done
call
some
audit?
like call audit is basically, like you're gonna play the call recordings and then I'm gonna tell like, okay, what
Ah,
are the things that we need to improve and what
the
are the
problem
things
is
that
that
you
they are in German always.
okay, then that's then we're not gonna do it because I don't really know how to do that then.
Yeah,
Okay, and apart from that, you've got any questions for me? You need any
no,
help with the outreach? And are you doing any other outreach method apart from cold calling or going
just a
fully in with this?
LinkedIn automation, but I'm not sure if or how it's working.
Okay. The LinkedIn automation that we are doing basically. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Okay, it's up and running, but please don't be dependent on that. That is what I wanted to say. And there you go. Dio and Felix, you can please fill this form. And then
Okay.
you can, if you don't have any questions, you can just leave the call,
Yeah.
Felix. And
By the way, Felix, man, AJ, sorry to interrupt you.
yeah,
For the sales call, I want to give my 2 cents, bro. Just if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling all that stuff, make it about them. Genuinely care about how you can help them, and just the fact that I've heard this a couple of times, the fact that you're, nervous and worried about, the sales call itself comes from as words and strange as it sounds from your selfishness, because you think it's about you, right? And it's really just about them. So, get to know if you end up, speaking with them, get to know, their problems, what they've been struggling with, how you could help them, and, just make a logical solution to their problem. And that's it, simple. Because, you know, giving a shit about the people, the one you're talking with, always beats any sales tactic, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope I
Uh,
can put it in my heart and my mind in this call.
mm, yeah,
just
bro.
relax, Felix.
And
Just
Thank
and
relax
you.
and
as
go with the flow.
as Ishmael said, don't think about the fucking clothes. Think about their problems, how you could help them, and how they could benefit from your solution. Especially when you're asking them question, they're answering. Don't think about what to say next. Think about what they're saying, and logic with that is that when they answer back, you logically make double consecutive questions from what they said, right? So yeah, bro, wish you luck with that.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
thank
All the
you.
best, Felix,
Then
for
I leave
that.
the call. Thank you.
Yeah,
See you
you
soon,
can.
guys.
All the best. See you then.
Everyone, bye bye, all the best.
Hey, Dio, how you doing?
AJ, I've been good, bro. Only
Yeah.
only issue is what we chatted about earlier about LinkedIn. Not sure if we could make that work. As for the it's the ID situation. It's
Uh-huh.
that they they double check the name on the ID with the LinkedIn profile, and I say I was thinking about doing that with my dad, but it's gonna read his name and then it's gonna compare it to my name on the profile, and it won't
Mm-hmm.
work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not too sure about that.
Well, to be honest, like I'm genuinely not sure like what in this case like what we can actually do because or what we can do is how old are you by the way, Dio?
I'm 15.
You're 15. Uh, so you're 15, like I genuinely don't like see I don't want you to create a fake account,
Yeah.
but
Because
like
I'm gonna need an ID anyways to prove that, because it's
then
I'm yeah.
then just use your dad's name.
Yeah, but he already has like an account and he's reputable and all that stuff. So
Okay, so he is already having a LinkedIn account.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, you can do one thing that oh tell me one thing, tell me one thing. Like previously your account was working fine, right? How did it got
Completely.
like
No,
how did
no,
it
bro.
got shut down?
It's I think it's on a certain amount of days. From when you create the account, it tracks behavior. My behavior was as human as hell. I genuinely looked at as social media.
Mm-hmm.
But as he said, I didn't do anything normal. Mm, Posted content, sent connections, had my business page, has my personal page. Everything was set up correctly. Genuinely, I think it's just because I've had previous accounts.
Mm-hmm.
I've put in an email that hasn't been in use for 15 years, like all the other 40, 50, 60-year-olds, right? So yeah,
I
we are
get it.
total wait. I'm not sure what we can do. For outreach, just before you go on, I think I've found a decent solution. Um, as I told you earlier, I'm a part of a course for agency owners, how to start an agency by Ismael Aziz, and I've built a lot of connections on there. I have about probably 10 to 20 people who I've spoken with, either been on some mock calls, they asked me for outreach advice, all that kind of stuff. And I believe I could utilize that, see where they are. I've been already messaging people. I
Mm-hmm.
actually have one meeting booked with a buddy of mine. Um, so yeah, this could very well work, and I think it would be just much more effective than any other outreach method because they're literally warm leads, right? So yeah,
And what niche are you targeting?
marketing agencies, exactly
Marketing.
like all the people in the mentorship.
Got it, got it. I get it. So, okay, but like still we need to, at least fix something so that like rather than being only dependent upon, those 20
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
we need to
a
grow
few,
more,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So,
but look, as a jump start for my first client, I
yeah,
think
then
it,
that's fine. Then that's fine.
yeah, because
I
sure, then after I have money in bank, I'm gonna start the email outreach. I'm gonna start I don't know, like all the other outreach methods. I'm gonna be multi-channel. I'm gonna be hardcore, but especially with emails. With emails, I could do it easily for myself with the
mm-hmm.
skills I have. I'm gonna be able to do it even with more ease for my clients. So, I might as well use the outreach method I'm best at to book
Okay.
meetings. So just ramp up the volume and,
No worries,
yeah.
man. Whatever you're doing great. Just stick to it. Let me talk to Ernest regarding this, like the issue that you're facing with the LinkedIn, and
Mm.
let's see what we can do in that case. And rest, apart from that, I guess that's pretty much it, like for this call. Have you booked in another calls, like 15-minute calls with me
Yeah,
for
we've
this
been on
week?
two. Yeah, we've been for this week now, but we've been on two so far. And to be honest, uh, I think when I get, to update you on something,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna book a call. But for now, I think I'm good. Yeah.
Okay then, no worries. And I guess that's pretty much it. And by the way, are you having a custom domain at the moment?
I guess on the way for the websites, right?
Yeah.
Or for an email. Yeah,
Wh-
yeah, I have. Yeah,
Just a moment, just a moment. What was your website, like the domain name?
just a second.
What is it? Tell me.
It's in the chat. You meant this in terms of domain name, right?
What are you saying?
I posted in the chat, my
Yeah,
domain.
I get
You
it.
were asking.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. Okay, yeah. It's already there. Do at
Yep.
engage
Flow.
F10. Flow. Oh, it's
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's flow.
Okay. Do at engageflow.com. Okay. It's already warmed up. Okay, then, Dio. That is all I
Okay,
want to
man.
check.
Thanks so
And
much.
yeah, thank you so much for joining this call. Really appreciate it. And have you filled the form?
Always. Well, the form, yeah, I can fill it, but it'd be like nothing. It's just like.
But still, you have to fill the form. No worries. You can just simply type in zero or like.
uh Okay, sure, sure. Sure, man.
Okay, then, Dio. Once you've done this, just submit the form and I'm ending this call, okay?
Okay.
All right. Take care, man. See you then.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Bye bye.